All right, guys, welcome back. Your boy's back and working hard. Guess what? Like you guys just keep thinking we're lazy or we don't do stuff. No, we are lazy, but we really want to do stuff. And we've been meaning to do a little bike check on this bike for a long time. Some of you guys that do come into the shop notice it's been hanging on over there. See, it's missing, but we just haven't had time. So what we have here, guys, it is a brand called Homeless, and this is the Homeless Player. Let me give you a rundown on Homeless. So Homeless was a bike company that started in 1981 by three gentlemen: James Shepard, David Patrick, and Ruben Castillo. Ruben Castillo we actually know because why? He is the brother of Robert Castillo. Shout out, what's up, Robert? Robert's the one that owns the, you did shows with him, right?
BMX Freestyle Team.
BMX Freestyle Team. Now, these two brothers are probably two of the most talented brothers in BMX. Back in the days, they rode for GT. They did some pretty badass things, so Google them up. Robert Castillo, Ruben Castillo. But this is an 85 player. Now...
95.
Huh?
95.
What?
95. 95.
Sorry. I was thinking of the length of my shorts. So, 95, guys, 95. So, let's break this frame down. Look at this frame. During that time, a lot of frames was kind of like, if you remember, like the kind of like the GT platforms and the dyno platform, this has it, but during this era, they took a lot of frames and they made one frame that worked for everything. Street, dirt jumping, and then all they did was they took that same bike and then they welded a mount to this and then it became the freestyle. There's a handful of brands out there that did that. If you guys want to have some fun, why don't you comment in on which frame did that? Off the top of my head, I remember that the S&M Sabbath did that. I also remember CW did that. So let's see if you guys name some where they just took their regular frame and they welded a mount to it and it became their freestyle. Look at these dropout, guys. Huge dropout. Now I'm so glad they didn't win and just made it all the way out to here. It's just huge. Okay, one thing special about this where with the keen eye, you're gonna know that this is actually a 1-inch head tube. But you guys can go, no, Fu, you're all wrong. There's no thread, it's not a shaft. No, the owner of this bike, what he did was he went and got a conversion cup that was custom made. I think he made it. I'm not sure where he got it, but it uses a 1 1/8 threadless fork. And so the upper cup had to be machined down to fit this in and have this slide down. I remember I helped install it and it was pretty fun. I wish I did a video on it, but you know how we are. Pretty lazy about that. So that's the DIY right there. Now, this is also a Homeless 4-piece bar. Again, during that time, a lot of these style bars is very similar to the Haro knee savers. Nothing that special besides it's Homeless. Look how thick this is. This is thick as hell. You know, speaking of Homeless, this is almost like a Homeless crack pipe, okay? And look at the stem. This is probably one of my favorite stems. This is also a homie of ours, Sean White. I forgot the name. Wait, what's the name of this fork? Like Dilasex or something like that? Somebody, give me the correct name. Maybe Sean, you're watching. This stem right here, if you notice, there's no clamp. So what it is right here, you put the bar on and as you tighten these stems, it will compress the clamp and it'll push this green piston back and it'll tighten it. So if you guys are familiar, you guys remember the Odyssey Elementary stem. I don't know if Matt could show it inside there. It's all the way inside the cabinet, all the way back there. Okay, that. And then I think Kink did one. I think Demolition did it. But this was one of the original guys. Sean White was the one that pushed that. Then now you go and you got the Core fork with a 0 offset. So if you guys are familiar with Core is a pretty, no pun intended, Core brand. Core was the child of Bob Morales. Bob Morales is the founder of Dyno, Core, Iron Horse, Auburn. I mean, the man is probably one of my biggest idol because he's so talented as a rider and also as a designer. Bob Morales. Okay, let's look at the wheel. This is the Aries Aries is actually a Japanese brand. It's owned by, I'm not sure exactly his name. I didn't do my homework. Sorry guys, but I know his last name is York. And he is the owner and founder of Aries. If you guys have any other information on that, feel free to chime in. Carbon fiber center, high flange. And in the rear is the ever popular, ever trusted Nankai pre-coaster. It's laced on the Primo Balance, really straightforward rim, and the Comet tires. I would say the Comet tire was one of our best-selling flatland and skate park tire during that time. The pegs are also Biz House, the same people that did the stem, Sean White. I love these little O-rings. These O-rings are replaceable, guys. So when they wear down, you could just replace it. Really sick. Look it up. Biz House. Crank, traditional profile crank, nothing fancy. Now you guys may think, oh, profile's for it. No, you know what? During that time, profile crank was kind of like the all-around crank, good for everything. So you don't have to ride flat, you don't have to ride racing. It's just a really good crank. Chain, running a Supreme chain. This is one thing I like about BMX, the customization, half chrome, half black. I like that. Old Primo seat. But the Primo rod, straightforward, and then it's got all this, where I'm saying it's the Primo seat clamp. It looks very similar to the Viking. Hey, it's the Viking and the seat and the Primo, that's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
They're letting you guys know. It's been a while, and I'm kind of half retarded. The brakes, look at the front. We'll go back to the front. Since there's no mount, they use this 990 plate. And now I'm not a fan of that plate because there's a lot of adjustment. It looks bulky, but when during that time, you're limited what you got. And some people had forks where if there was no post welding in, you got no choice. So you got that. So that was popular for a little bit. Brakes, traditional Tech 77, left and right lever, ombre brakes, U-brakes, nothing fancy. This bike right here, guys, is not some, it wasn't built to be like stackly expensive part. This bike was built as a functional thing, and it's a rider's bike. This is not a wall hanger. This is not a bike that people just parade out to show. This is actually a ridden bike. But, I have to do this video to return it because the guy's like, hey man, I haven't ridden this thing in a while because you guys say you guys are gonna do it. So I think that's about all I could tell you about the bike, because to be honest with you guys give me more credit than I deserve. I know the Homeless brand, I still remember back then it was kind of like a spin-off of Club Homeboy. So these guys just kind of made a spoof of it called, Homeless. So I thought it was pretty funny, but I knew about it, but I never actually knew about the bike itself. So this was a really good treat. I had to do some study on it to try and figure all that out. But yeah, look it up, guys. I hope you guys like it. You guys got any comments on this? Got any feedback that you want to teach this old dog? Some new info? And again, guys, chime in some comment on what other frame did this, where all they did was add a platform to their race frame and it became a freestyle bike. And then let's have some fun with the comments. I'm gonna try to continue making some of these videos for you guys. I'm gonna continue going back to do some tech stuff. A lot of time, you know what happened, guys? When we're working on a bike and there's a scenario where it makes a good YouTube, but because our mindset's just to get it going and then get the customer going, we don't have time, we don't remember to film until after the fact. So, guys, subscribe, like, comment, and share. Till next time, guys. Thank you.
Let's see.
All right, see, there you guys have it. A homeless on a homeless. Hey, he's about to hit you. He's about to hit you. Hi.
Here we go.
Okay, let me try something. Guys, this is probably the most active. This is the most active. This is probably the most active that he's ever been in. Okay.
Let's see a decade.
Decade, got you.
All right.
I got you.
Oh, you gotta land it.
That was half a decade. It was like 5 years.
Nope.
Oh, almost did it. Almost did it. Break dance.
Rebate.
Break dance.
Starts working.
shit. Oh shit.